right, so we're going to get started. But as always, we are sponsored by Rocket Comics, you guys. Rocket Comics is your one-stop shop for pressing signature series needs and everything. And they also started their new COA program. But wait, why am I talking? Watch their video. All right, everybody, so let's get started. So we're going to go from 20 to 11 down, okay? Raw books. So coming in at number 20 is a book that I coveted as a kid. This is the second or third time I've owned it. I don't own this in a graded copy yet. I'd like it in an 8.5 or a 9.2 for my personal reasons, but this was a great book that I bought as a kid. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, number 27, the Daredevil on the cover. This is the first time Frank Miller, as you can see, did Daredevil, and it's just a really, really cool book. I bought this copy at Baltimore. It's real clean, but it's got some discoloration on it, and I don't know if that is right up there, if that's it. But this is a beautiful book. This was a great story. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, kind of gets no love, although it has some great story arc. So that's 20. 19, you're not going to believe this is my only modern variant. And you guys aren't going to believe this. This was a book that I was after for a while. I bought it. The minute I take it out of this pile, I'm submitting it to CGC, okay? And this is X-Force number 1. The variant, the J. Scott Campbell cover. I forgot I even had this. So for all you variant hunters out there, variant whores, a.k.a. Nemesis Prime, Dave in the Cave, I do have a Campbell cover that I bought a long, long time ago, and I've been sitting on it. I absolutely love it. I love the red. I love the black. I love Psylocke. Rick Remender absolutely killed this series, and I just can't get enough of it. So the Uncanny X-Force, very, very cool. So is that a ding? No, let's see. Is that just the thing? So yeah. Excuse me. I'm not editing that out. I'm too far into this. 18, a book that you can buy in a dollar bin, but I absolutely love it. Don't ask me why I love it. Joe Sinnott did it. Marv Wolfman did the story. It's right before an anniversary issue. I just can't get enough of this book. It's FF 199, the son of Dr. Doom, first appearance and death of him. Just an awesome cover with, the FF defeated on the ground, the son of Doom, Doom facing off with him. Just absolutely beautiful. This is not a Joe Sinnott cover by any means, but he did do the pencils in this, and Marv definitely did the story. So a book you can find in a $1 or $2 bin, but just a great read. And 200 is not a bad story anyway. So another fun book. All right. Keeping going down. Classic Claremont, Byrne, and my favorite story arc, X-Men 134. We know this. Kind of a cover swipe of X-Men 100. You got the Phoenix, Dark Phoenix. She's up there. She's full on. Well, not Dark Phoenix yet, but she's about to go ham in 134. Mastermind is definitely in her brain, and really taking over Jean Grey at this point. All right, there we go. Great book. Can't have that book without 135. There we go. The cover swipe of, I think, 57 with the Sphinx, but this one's much better. Dark Phoenix crushing the X-Men, destroying them. She's absolutely out of her mind, uber powerful. Just another great book to have. Keep it going down. Great story behind this book, okay? This is the classic Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 76. Now, when I'm at cons, I'm all over the place. I'm a hot mess. This is signed by Denny O'Neil. And I was about to have our boy Neil Adams sign it. And I swear, I've given Neil Adams enough $50, $50 a bunch of times that this was my last time. This was my absolute last time. So as I brought it from Denny O'Neil with my CGC witness to I was bringing it over to Neil. This had one of those backs that had the glue already on it. So I was real careful. I turned it over, and all of a sudden, like the third person line, I get the book ready. The back of it is stuck to the glue. So if I were to pull this off, I was to take this off, you would see that it's got like tape removal on the back, and it wasn't worth grading. So I said, you know what? I'm not giving Neil any money. I'm just going to keep it. Denny O'Neil, nice enough book to present on my wall if I wanted to. Classic cover, with Green Arrow destroying the lantern, and we all know that story arc, okay? Very cool book, but I did get to meet Denny O'Neil. He's been through some tough times, but, see him if you can. He's a nice guy to talk to. Okay, now, another Frank Miller book. This book presents really well, except there's a huge color crease in it, and it's not worth grading. This was a book that I considered having Frank Miller sign because this is the first time he jumped on. But this is, and Miller and Rubinstein did do the cover. There we go. Great story arc. This was, a phenomenal run. Right? This was a phenomenal Frank Miller run. I love this Daredevil run. I mean, I love it as much as the Judas Contract. I love it as much as the Dark Phoenix Saga. And I'm going to try to show you where the break is right there. So right near the Daredevil, rest in peace, Daredevil. And that goes all the way down. So I think I'll get really dinged up on it. What I think I've been doing is looking for 9.6s. Buying the 9.6 because there's a huge price difference, cracking it, sending it to Rocket Comics, having them press it, sign it, and maybe hoping for the 9.8. Okay, not a bad idea, but I don't want to go out and buy the 9.8 because the 9.8s are so much different in price between a 9.6 and a 9.8. All right, keep going down. A book I finally bought in a 9.8. I probably owned 6 copies of this. If I were to submit this book, which I actually might, this would definitely come back in 9.8. I dug this out of one of my boxes. I forgot I even had it. Omega Men #3, first appearance of Lobo. I talk about this book in excess. Very violent at the time. The Omega Men were crazy. Keith Geffen. Cool stuff. Okay? All right. Now, I thought about getting this book graded, but I got talked out of it. I still might, or maybe I'll just look for a raw. I'd like to have a graded copy of this somewhere around a 7.5. Still undervalued. The TV show absolutely murdered it. They had just used what Kirby and Ditko did and Stan Lee. We didn't have this issue. FF45, the first appearance of the Inhumans. Classic cover with them on a cover. Reed with his grays, the Inhumans in the back. So that's coming in at number 21. All right. And at number 20, this is a book that I was enamored with as a kid. I absolutely love this book. It is an X-Men book. And I just loved every bit of it. And I don't know if it's Banshee or if the way they did Wolverine or if they did Cyclops, but it's just absolutely fantastic. This is a Dave Cockrum cover. This one, Dave Cockrum was killing the X-Men. They were under the control of Mastermind. This is X-Men 111. Okay. I love this book. And I can get this book raw. Actually, for my birthday, I was going to drop like $400, $350, $400 and get it in a 9.8 because there's only so many. But again, I think I could just get it. Well, you know what? Maybe I will get a 9.8. This is one of my favorite books of all time. So maybe I will get it. So that is number 20. All right. So stay tuned for the heavy hitters, why they're my heavy hitters, and I appreciate it. If my counting's off, I'm not looking at these books again. This is taking me, like 2.5 weeks of digging, pulling, counting, or whatever. So thanks for sticking with me. This is the middle part of my top 30 raw books.